This is AJ, and today we're gonna crack into one of the most beneficial videos for your growth and for your confidence. So without further ado, let's crack into this. Make sure if you haven't liked and subscribed to go and do that right now. And if you have any questions, go to the comment. I got a question for all my viewers. Would you rather have love or money, and why? Okay, so if you have the answer, just go down to the comments and type out your answer. I'd love to see it. I always like all of my comments. And if you have any questions, I will get back to you as soon as I can. So without further ado, let's crack into this video. So in the past videos, in part 1 and part 2, we went over what confidence is, to trust oneself, and we also went over the low self-esteem and the high self-esteem, or the high confidence and the low confidence behaviors, okay? So I'm gonna go into the nitty-gritty, the details, the things that you have been waiting for since video 1. Now, when we wanna become confident, when you wanna be that person that enters the room and attracts people to you, the person that makes everybody feel good, just by being in your presence, the one thing you have to remember is there are 2 places you have to work on. Number 1, trusting yourself more. Now, how do we trust ourselves more? When you trust yourself, you have to give your brain proof, not promises. So the first thing we're gonna do now is we're gonna go into social fears. And how do you become that person that goes in front of the audience and just engages them? That person that goes and meets new people and just attracts them. That person that walks into the room and everybody just looks at them. They wanna be you. That person you've been jealous of this whole time. Number 1. Okay, and I know I've said number 1 like 100 times, but the first thing you have to do is the pressure method. The pressure method is when you put yourself in the situations that you have been scared of, okay? So if you're too scared to walk up and talk to somebody that is of the opposite gender of you, and you wanna go and maybe get to know them, maybe date them, maybe they're your crush, you have to put yourself in that situation. There are no little baby steps in order to trust yourself more. The more that you put yourself in situations where you need that higher pressure, where you need that higher demand of effort, when you need that higher energy, the more you will trust yourself. The more you put yourself in these high pressure situations, the more energy you'll need to put into it, the more demand and the more experience you'll have, okay? If I'm somebody that is scared to go up on stage and I push myself to go up on stage or to go and meet 10 new people every single day, putting that pressure on myself, my threshold or my tolerance to that stress of walking up in front of a 1,000-person audience, which I've done before, or a 2,000-person audience, or a conference. I've actually spoken at business conferences back in South Africa, or actually one business conference, amazing, AMI. If you were there, you loved it. But the more I put myself there, the higher my tolerance to that pressure, that fear will be, and the more I'll trust in myself. Another way of alleviating that fear and being more confident is to go back in your mind and think about all the times you've actually succeeded, okay? Your brain obviously wants proof and not promises, but this is a different way of proof. This is an alternate way of proof. Instead of giving your brain physical proof, you're giving your brain mental proof that added to that idea of a confident person. So if I'm too scared to go and meet new people, I go to the park and I see a group of people that I want to interact with, a group of people that I want to network with. If I'm too scared, I'll go back into my brain and think about the time I went up on stage and I rocked the audience, the time I studied and I got that A+, the time I don't know, went into the room and everybody just wanted to speak to me, get to know me. I will think about those times. And when I woke up, I will be automatically more confident, more open, more giving. Just a quick warning. Don't plunge yourself, and I repeat, do not plunge yourself in situations that you cannot handle. We're gonna go to the next step, and the next step will add to this one. But do not plunge yourself in situations that you cannot handle, okay? If you can put a little bit more pressure on yourself, you're gonna get a little bit more experience, which equals a little bit more confidence. So with that being said, let's move on to the next step. So as I said before, if you didn't get it, there were 2 types that we were looking into, 2 types of confidence that we're looking into: social social confidence and personal confidence. The second step is more for personal confidence or for business confidence or for personal development. And this type is when you go baby steps towards that goal. I always say this. When you have a goal, when you have a dream, a vision that you want to get to, you have to have baby steps, little progressions, little goals that you can reach, little objectives, aims that you can reach every single day in order to get to that ultimate goal. For many of us, when we have a big dream, when we have a big goal, when we want to go up and do something amazing in the world, when we want to change lives, it's a big and scary task, and that's okay. But you have to understand that when you can break that big scary task into just taking the first step, the second step becomes easier. If you can break it up into baby steps. When I first started writing my first book, Be You Be Cool, The Ultimate Teenage Guide, I was completely scared. Okay, I did not know how I will reach 200 pages, how I will fill a book, and on top of that, how I'll change other people's lives. Will I give them good enough content? Will they love what I'm saying? Will it change? Will it impact them? So what I had to do is I had to break it up into research goals. I wanted to research the leading academics. I did actually research the highest psychologists in South Africa, psychiatrists. I researched with business people that for my business and money chapter, I researched with teachers, with people that deal with a lot of individuals with trauma. Okay, when I did this, I made sure that I did it in baby steps. Each day, I'll take an hour to research, how to overcome bullying, how to overcome procrastination. And I would go into this, and I had my notebook, like I have this one here, like I have my notebook here for the content I'm giving you with value that you should probably listen to. I had my notebook that I constantly added to. So by the time I was done researching, and this was by the time I was 14 and a half, I started writing. And writing just flew, okay? It just flowed in my mind and I could do it easily. So going back to the idea that your brain wants proof over promises, the more that you progress, the more steps or the more goals that you complete, right? The better your brain will handle higher pressure situations, the more you'll trust yourself. So going back to the idea that if you take the first step, the second step seems easier, you feel more confident about your place and you feel more confident about the next step you take. When you take that step, you're giving your brain that proof that whatever you did just now isn't dangerous. And plus you have the skills to complete it. So you trust in yourself more. And that, my friend, if you watch the first part, is the confidence definition. The definition of confidence is to trust in oneself. Fidere, F-I-D-E-R, don't forget that. The Latin word is to trust, literally. So when you're taking that first step, when you're breaking that 4 parts into part A, part B, part C, part D, you are making it easier for you to trust in your abilities in the future. So the formula to this is progress is equal to trusting in oneself more, which is equal to completing goals. And if you can complete your goals, then you will trust in yourself more, which means progress, which means confidence, which means you being that person that just is so engaging. So this video was designed to hit you with as much value as possible. I hope that you love this confidence series. I gave you every single thing that you need to trust yourself more, to become more confident, to be that person that just rocks up and people love you and people want to be around you, and people of higher caliber or higher value want to learn from you. So without further ado, thank you for watching this video. I know this video was very short and I know I'm speaking kind of fast, but if you got value from this, please like and subscribe. And if you have the answer, personally, I would pick love over money. Okay, but whatever you have in the comments, give me your reasons why. And thank you for watching. This was AJ Lucao. Stay safe, make sure to use hand sanitizer and social distance.